Only 3 hours late. I was gonna stream way earlier, but it is what it is. Been overcapped for a while now. We're gonna play this a little bit more today. I kinda wanna read this story finally. I have like three chapters, or whatever you wanna call it, left. No, since they just released another one. You can read the full thing in like one go. Yo, look at that chill. The commission is ass, but honestly, I cannot need XP books, man. But I would love to use this downtime to like finally do this shit. Oops. Yeah, most of this is all just rerun anyway, because I've been playing for a while now. I probably did all of this. I mean, this is around when I started playing though, so I'm kinda curious to just read this again. But yeah, this is like a lot of energy that I normally don't want to waste, you know, that's why I never touched it. But now they're actually giving me the opportunity, because there's only a 2x for commissions. Man, I'm getting attacked like shit ton again. Lost 5 times. It's bad, man. I was rank 4, I think, or something yesterday. But I was pretty lucky with the win. I did like pretty much won every fight I did. Yeah. Actually, no, I lost one. Okay. I'm gonna keep losing to this guy now, man. Oh well. Okay, so far so good. I'm winning. Yeah, it seems 16 is the lowest. No 14 or 15? Unlucky. Never lucky. Where's the other guy that attacked me? Name looks familiar. No, I actually won against him. Using Saya casual. Interesting. I mean, this just looks like unlucky. Hanako opener, maybe. Gotta try again. The only chance I get top 10. I need to win, and then I need to win the next one too. Wait, can I even go from 16 to 10 or 9? Might not even be low enough. Oh well. In some years, so. I think I could beat this for sure, but I'm gonna double down, dude. Let's try again. Might as well watch. See this bad RNG. Opening card's not the greatest, but could be worse. Oh my god, my tank got absolutely deleted. It's fucking already lost. Unless... Okay, I couldn't see if my Shiroko died first. But this is very close. It's super close, but I think we got this. Because my Nonome is still alive, right? Oh, okay, he died first anyway. Nice. Not even close. Not even close, baby. No, the real question is, I was gonna say, I don't even think I can get to 10, man. It looks like 11 is the lowest. Even won against that guy. I've lost so many times against this man. I'm more tempted to just attack this dude. Nah, surely the RNG is not my favor, right? Because I got fucked often. We ruined this belief. What is this formation, bro? And he's doing Nonome already, right? I saw that. Yeah. Missed my Shuroko though, but I have no more tanks. It's over. Am I even streaming, bro? I just tried to open my own VOD and my own stream and it's just not loading. Okay, now it's loading. Moment. Oh yeah, they added this weird system where you can skip back in the VOD, but I think you have to be a sub for that. Let's cringe. Let me change this tag, by the way. Okay. Well, 16. Close enough, I guess. I just have to hope I don't get clapped 70 times. Just a sec, I'm getting distracted right now. Okay. Anyone using? Someone used Alu. Hey Christian. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to this crazy Brew Archive stream. Holy. I've nearly forgot my tea. It's getting cold. Already Koharu based. Okay. No more throwing. Her voice is so ASMR. Can I peek?
あっさりと終えられましたね。すごい。もう解決されたんですか？
Gonna read that soon. I was wondering. No, we can't get rank 10 yet, can we? Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, that is... I nearly hit the 900 daily lock-in. Holy shit. I'm on my way to play this for 3 years. You're gonna leave? Alright, thanks for stopping by, yo. Have a good day, sir. Oh, hey, Roy. Yes. Blue Archive is a very spooky game around October. Spooky. Squarey. Alright, I'm just gonna hit this all into a mission. Send it all into commissions. The purpose they don't drop at all, man. What a scam. Alright, let's do the drill. I'm just gonna wing it with the team that I used yesterday. I don't care that much about drill. But they should be good enough. I probably have to restart this one because I can't be fast enough with these cutscenes. But we'll see. I used to have a use for Yuka. Pajama Yuka. Cute.
すべてを無に帰し、徒労であると知れ。データはこれとこれと。
Yeah, I think I'm too
これ
slow.
で完成なのじゃな。気合を入れ直して、ターゲット確認。
Yeah, you don't want to have to use that shot. Preferably. But honestly, my Azusa is kinda... It's not really that well built, to be honest. I think that's the biggest factor of this not being a reliable one-shot. I'm just gonna do it one more time. That's kinda close. Why is it always at like 60, bro? Like, come on, man. Whatever. Yeah, with the second shot, it would be like 3 now, but... Is he gonna do her thing again? Dude, it's so shit. Alright. No, we can do better. I don't know what you mean. What voice game? You mean the character speaking? Yeah, there's no English. That's what you mean. It's all Japanese. Or Korean if you want to listen to it in Korean. Alright, come on. Give me some good fucking crits. It's even worse now. Wait, she didn't do it this time. That's so weird. It's good though, she's gonna do it now. Maybe I will. I think she took so long though, her buffs are gonna run out. Maybe not. Wait, she's... I think she did do it. Yeah, the axe is gone now. Yeah. Whatever, just shoot again. Yeah, there's no English dubbing in Blue Archive. English dub sucks anyway. Even if there were English dubs, I would not play with that. Japanese voice actors are a bit different. Give me some good auto crits, surely. It's pretty bad, but I think I should have just shot again.
ちらに耳を傾けてください。これが権力命中よ。ドローン作動開始。覚悟しなさい。勝利は目前です。逃がさない。移動します。
I did like no damage, bro.
これが必要なのでしょう。これがぶちのめす。行くよ。
Okay.
さすがです。皆さんのことを信じておりました。
Let's hope Toki can carry. This stage is literally made for Toki. But I don't have a build, so... just gonna borrow one.
立ちふさがるすべてを排除しましょう。それが私の仕事です。
Hey, Optimus 30! Welcome, yo.
じゃ、ついてきて。道に迷わないように気をつけてね。パワードスーツ起動。
Suit up!
勝利。まあまあ。お手伝いありがとうございます。心を込めて作りました。ご主人様の邪魔者を排除する。アビエシュフ殲滅モード。さあ次行こう。簡単なことです。助かりました。給食部の特製オフィスです。排除いたします。発射。こんなのはどうかな。こちらにいらっしゃい。
Should be shredding, yo.
どこですか。はい、この通り。真心いっぱいですよ。丁寧にお願いいたしますね。助かります。発射。さようなら。みんなのおかげだよ。
Yeah, Toki's kind of cracked for this. The double piece. How loot. That's good enough, I think, too. I think it's 4150, right? The 500, I mean. Yeah. So I still get all the rewards. Good enough. Not too bad of a drill.
これで急ぎの案件は一区切りですね。いらっしゃいませ。先生。
I just wanna buy these, because why not? Get this over with. Don't know about these ones though. Getting all these UE 60 students. What the skibidi? Who did I just buy? Kind of forgot already. think she's already maxed, right? Yeah. This one. So if you use 2 of these in your back, doesn't mean you can have 11 as maximum power. It's kind of interesting. Makes you able to pull more actually. Still gonna beat her eventually. I got her so late. So I always had to borrow for the Perodor fight. She's cute. Cute and funny. Am I winning son? Hell yeah. Actually no, I lost. I lost Gallons. I'm not winning, it's over. What artifacts does she use? Okay, wouldn't be too bad. Good to know.
Okaeri, sensei. 乱数と確定。おお、パチ。ひまり部長とリオ様の違いがだんだん分かってきました。
Is this always the same?
正しいかは私には
Wonder.
その
No, it's not. Yeah.
どこかで聞いた話なのですが、人生には小さな幸運が必要だと言います。でなければ辛く苦しい道のりを生きること。
Should do some crafts, yo. Can't believe that this is my most purple book. That's crazy. No, that's crazy. Can I get a triple golden? Nope. Beach related gifts. I don't think Koharu likes any beach gifts. Not that it really matters. You know, let's take the random Aleph. Who knows what it'll be. No, that was pretty underwhelming. It is what it is, yo. You win some, you lose some. Man, this all sucks. I'm just gonna grab this. Did I do purple crafts yet? I did not. Not that I can do particularly a lot. Okay, well, I have not read the main story in quite some time. I think it's time, yo. What about these two? Did I add any more here? I think there's like at least one that I didn't do yet. But yeah, I'm pretty much still in the start of the second chapter. I think I'm just gonna do the first one again and then just send it and do them all. Not exactly sure how it's gonna work with the combat thing, but I think it's just gonna do it again, right? Okay, but before I do this, give me one moment. I'm gonna quickly grab some water. Because I wanna do this in one go, not take any breaks. A BRB. Okay, I'm so back. Let me also play this for a little bit, because I'm eating some snack real quick.
じゃないの。それじゃ始めこれはクリア。
What was that voice crack of Mika, dude? Did you hear that? That was crazy. Audio's losing it.
さあ暴れろ。私の勝ち。負けたじゃん。もう。クリア。次のステージへ。
Momoi popping off. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna read this out loud. I'm gonna do it. I haven't done that in forever, so expect the worst. Amy Toki, are you all okay? Report! Obviously, I'm just gonna say, you know, in my normal voice. I'm not gonna fucking voice act some little lolies. I can't do that, I'm sorry. I'm Amy, mission accomplished, president. Likewise, no damage or injuries to report. However, during the fight we discovered two things. One can be delivered by oral report, but the second will require a show and tell. Which should we do first? Let's start with the simple one. Talking is easier. The decrementation forces movement appeared to be more organized. How so? I will speak. Previously they appeared to have no sense of direction or leadership. That is no longer the case. They carried out concealment, ambush and siege tactics perfectly. Of course they caused no problem for me at all. Peace, peace. Do something, sensei. The president was already too much, but now Toki's joined her. Toki doesn't have any bad intentions, at least. Didn't I just say that one episode before? Don't you think that's the problem? I'm having a strange feeling of deja vu. True. That expression of distress on Amy's face. Amazing, Toki. Incredible, even laudable work. Thank you, President Himari. What was the second item? The one I needed to see. I send it to you now, Sensei. Please look and tell us what you think as well. Alright. What is this? It's ice. Ooh. Something massive is plowing through the glacial sea. Having seen it in person, what's your opinion, Amy? Yeah, how the fuck did that one thing end up being in lava, by the way? I've never figured that out, because I didn't read this shit yet. I agree with your assessment. I'd also like to add that the ice breakage seemed to have been caused by a ship of some kind. As you see on the screen, I'd say that's true. As the recon master around here, I would assert that we must follow this trail. Could this be the trace of Gibrua we've been searching for? No, I don't think so. Do you remember when we first encountered Gibrua? It came out of nowhere, bursting up from under the glacier sea's bed of ice. Ah, I get what the president is trying to say. Exactly. Gibrua has always taken advantage of its ability to mobilize undetected beneath the glacier sea, from what we've seen of its movement. This is a far cry from its usual patterns. Whatever did this was showing off. It's not like with Gibrua's previous behavior. Like it was putting its strength on display. It could be something even worse than Gibrua. Uh-oh. Another prophet. Nothing is confirmed yet. We've been floundering without leads ever since we lost track of Gebrua. But it appears it is time for us to take action. Then let's follow the trail. And pause our efforts to find Gebrua? I see. If this is connected to another prophet, as Toki and I suspect, then Gebrua is likely somewhere along its path as well. And those children have been weighing on my mind. Do you mean the 3 engineers we've encountered? Ein, Sof and Orn. Ooh, peek. They were the first ones to actually attempt to communicate with us. The appearance here could hardly be a mere coincidence. Alright, Sensei, I agree. Amy and Toki will begin tracking down the... What are you talking about, President? You have to come too. Yes, and Sensei. Sensei should come. Huh? Me too? And me? Of course. Who knows how far this tray will take us? Walking will be inefficient. We have a helicopter and the operation room. We should use that. Yes, efficiency is important. I say it again, since it's important. Efficiency really is important. Do you realize you're asking me, a delicate, weak, frail and fragile beauty, to fly through the harsh environment of the Glacial Sea? Not galactical yet. It's fine, President. You are much stronger than you think, I guarantee it. That's right, President Himari. To be more precise, you're like a red panda, raising its little arms, trying to block a path. Does that mean I'm strong or weak? The scope of the search is going to expand significantly. It'll be best to move as a group from here on now. I can hardly argue with Sensei. Understood. Amy, Toki, please return and we'll commence our investigation of the new clue. You're strangely excited about this, Sensei. Whoa. Connect this part with this, and they have the cylinder over there cross again. Hey, if my calculations are correct. 9? There you are. Are you messing with the machines again? Kia! A shock, what I do. Sof, you scared me. I'm sorry for screaming. Scared? What are you getting scared for? It's only you, me and Or here. Or and me and you. No outsiders allowed. Ah. But I was really focused and you spoke to me so suddenly. I couldn't have it. Alright, I'm sorry, okay? I'm just gonna pronounce their names how I would do in German. Because Or is literally like ear in German, so... Surely that's what it means, right? And Ein is like short for like 1. Hold up, I need to get this tea prepped, man. I'm a tea enjoyer. Otherwise my voice is probably gonna die. It's a lot of dialogue I'm about to read out loud. I don't even know if I can make it, but I try. Anyway, what's this massive machine for? This child? Well, where do I start? I don't need all the dirty details, just give me the rundown. Ah, yes. I've utilized the maximum number of cogs connected to the proper axles, added more supporting cylinders and hooked it up to the power system. You interweave and knit together the maximum numbers of parts and have the most biggest ever machine calculator. Another one? But the specs are astronomical compared to the previous edition that can memorize 10,000 50-digit numbers. Can't you do that with a basic old calculator? Those ones that can fit in your pocket? This is just a factory-sized version of that. Yeah, everyone has their hobbies. I didn't mean to. You know? Now that I'm taking another look, it's super impressive. Yup, yeah. The way you can control this gigantic thing with just one lever. How efficient. The Do you think so? I really like stuff like this. Stuff like what? Uniform, massive devices, carrying out your routes impeccably. Yes, routes are very good, and having a clear input and output. And yes, it's even better if it's big hard. It's a big hard device. Huh? And if it can move forever without outside help, there's nothing better in the whole world. Huh? What am I reading here? Okay. Wait, perpetual motion machines are only hypothetical. Wait. Whatever. And Ein, you can call things big and you can't call all things big and hard. Is that so? Why is that, Sof? Well, that's... Yes, that's because among the humans, they are expressions of vulgarity. That's what you were saying, yes, Sof? Or? Well, I could not ascertain the reason. I learned in my research of Kyoto's social protocol that this expression causes humans an embarrassment of some sort. But this begs the question. Why is Sof so proficient in human idioms? Now that you mention it. See? Ein is curious too. Hurry, confess. Or drop it, if you don't. Today's topic, how did Sof come to learn human expressions? My first theory, Sof is a stalker who finds pleasure in observing inferior races, such as humans. She enjoys their contradictory manners, the way they often convolute their goals by unnecessarily fretting over morals and processes. She does this despite the fact that it's absolutely a divergence from the objective we should be investigating. We will find out here and now why Sof's logic circuits are overloaded. The end goal is to observe Sof's expression of embarrassment. Enough. Oh. Are you alright, or? Read what you saw. Stop indulging yourself with this with useless jammering and focus on deciphering the commandment. You need to hasten and prove their existence before the completion of the altar. The commandment, but I finished it. Already? Yes, the data we gathered during the battle with Abi Ashur was an immense boon. What other reason would I have to interact with you, if not about the commandment? My. Is that what they call an inflated ego, Sof? You should have disclosed that information to begin with. Ark, no violence. She's the cutest one. What can I say? Her personality is also kind of adorps. This is the commandment of the nameless gods. At last, with this in my hand, we can finally reproduce the sublime before the sublime. To be honest, I really thought this was nothing more than a long lost myth. Not so long, or lost. It's written in the Master's records. Yes, the Master declared, prove my being to the far reaches of the land. But wherever it's out of anyone's control, brought about the tragedy. The AI talking machine, I remember. Sin will proliferate the land, and all plants born of that mind shall be wicked. Water will purify all. Well, it's what one would call an unfortunate result. That's why we had to look for a new lead, a different direction. And that's what led us here, but... What's wrong, Ein? What thou plagues you? What thought plagues you? Even if it was in pursuit of truth and proof of the Master's existence, was it really necessary to rely on an abandoned power? But I don't mean to rebel against the Master's teachings. What brings about this curiosity? We are faultless as we were created flawless. Therefore anything we do is also without fault. Well, well. The intent behind Ein's question do not escape me entirely. We are the embodiment of perfection, so why did we need to change? To find ways to improve our functions. That's it. That's why I think we... No. That's where you're wrong, Ein. Rewire your logic circuits in this fashion. We as perfect beings are merely utilizing the tool, the nameless God's powers. It was, in fact, a verification of our perfection. Is that how it is? That's right. Who else could wield such a power besides us, the perfect creations? And once we perfectly implement our plan, the fragments of this land will be covered into our source. Converted, I think it said. Converted, yeah. Converted into our source. If you really think about it, they give themselves fancy names like nameless gods, but they're just old, ancient fossils at this point. They're nothing but fuel to us, like the fossil fuels the humans love so much. There's not one singular thing wrong about siphoning power from beings manifested from past legacies. But why do they speak so highly, man? I need to use fancy words. Keep it simple. Huh? What's with these strange looks? I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand that fossil fuel analogy. Why not, Ein? Consider this strange human quirk that only Soph can truly comprehend. I myself cannot comprehend Soph's curiosity, a curious infatuation with such inferior beings. Curiosity is too strong of a description. That's our territory, right? We're going to rule over them. So it's more like livestock? Yes, exactly. Just as humans know the ins and outs of their own livestock. What is this livestock? Probably another strange and trivial concept that only Soph knows. Get away from her, Ein. Leave Soph and her peculiarities here, and we shall test the new computer device you developed. You get away. You're a bad influence on Ein. False, you're the epitome of an influence that is negative. Wait. Soph, or don't fight. Huh? This is a message from Gebrua? From darling Gebrua? I must check immediately. It's suggesting an operation all on its own and to have its limits released. No, our Gebrua can't handle that much strain. Let's hear it out for now. Aha. Gebrua's original mission was to identify and eradicate any enemies within the Glacial Sea. It seeks to complete its directive. I can sympathize. Wonderful. A revenge match of sorts. Darling Gebrua is our little hot-headed, but still. There's more, although unlikely in the event that Gebrua is defeated. A request the enemies be lured to that place. A plan B, you say? Fascinating. My. An issue of differing import. Well, it looks fun, so let us comply. You're sure? Not that I have an option, one way or another. I object, if it's that place and our darling Gebrua's intention. Yes. It isn't ready yet to function at 100% capacity. However, the plan itself, you can't help but approve of. As she says, the strength is on par with the plan's demands. Force the enemy to fight, 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 until they find themselves tethering at their limits. Terrain advantage is on our side as well. But how do we know the plan will work if something happens to our baby? What are these festering doubts, Ein? In that event, you simply need to step in. Ah, you're right. I really have to clear my head then. If it happens, then Ein will rise to the occasion with excitement. Then we'll all agree now. Do we agree to Gebrua's plan? If say yes, I say yes. Yes, we must allow them all to grow, respect their autonomy. The prophets have only just opened their eyes after all. Alright. If Soph and Or think so, and more importantly, if our darling Gebrua wishes, I'll do my utmost to prove how we can employ the Nameless God's power in ways before unimagined. Bro, that was so long. That's only the second one. I'm not sure I can do this. We've been following the trade deeper into the Galactic Sea for a considerable time now. But there's nothing of significant note. Let's pause to organize our data and re-evaluate our goals. Please pull up the video, Amy. Yes, President. Our actions can be categorized into 3 main stages. We battled Gebrua, found this clue, and we are now tracking it. But at the core of our investigation, we are unable to determine Gebrua's intentions here. Hasn't it always been difficult to figure out the prophet's motives? Of course, there were the exceptions of Cheest, that was a munitions factory, and Kether, that was guarding the ruined submerged district. And doing that, we encountered 3 strange children who claimed to be engineers and followers of decramentation. They attacked us. That's all correct. However, what is truly of interest to me was the mention of the Nameless God's power. To be exact, they called it forbidden technology. Yes, they realized immediately that it was the same power used on my weapon, Abi Eshu. And so I came to the conclusion that there is no direct connection between decramentation and the Nameless Gods. I'd originally surmised that there must be some relation between the two, but I was incorrect. There's too many unanswered questions. I don't know why they called us here, but it seems our presence here was the final component in completing this elder sister they spoke of. Whether they needed all of us or just a specific individual, and why, I still don't know. Maybe it was the Nameless Priest and God's technology and the Abi Eshu they were after. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm just gonna call it Abi Eshu. Or even the Shittim chest. There are still many unknown around the General Student Council President's last gift to Charles. It could even be the super delicate genius hacker Akeboshi Himari's fearsome gift of omniscience. That's not real. That's what we know. The rest is my hypothesis. With the reason those children, the engineers who introduced themselves as Ein, Soph and Or, called us to the Glacier Sea was to complete this elder sister, and we can predict that the information they needed the most was data from Abi Eshu. Yes, that appears accurate. Abi Eshu's Dietar. It's a simple supposition, Sensei. They were already aware of the Nameless God's powers, so upon learning of such a power, what would be the natural next step? Would be to acquire and validate data from and confirm it if it can be used to their advantage. They fought us in order to gather data on the Abiashu. Then the real purpose behind that fight. Correct, it was all a part of their strategy. Although I'm still unclear on just what their strategy or motive was. As a caveat, this is all pure speculation. Speculations we've been having trouble finding any shred of evidence for. However, it would align with why Gebrua has been refusing to meet us on the battlefield. And on top of everything, we've encountered a new prophet who have left such a conspicuous trail. They must have some purpose in the Glacial Sea, right? That's likely the case. I'm curious about its appearance. Me as well, perhaps more than anyone else. But again, we are left with no clues. The only thing I can deduct based on the trail we saw is that it is unimaginably large. Suppose I would also summarize that it's capable of moving alone for an extended period of time. The nameless god's power, Gebrua, the engineers of Decagramantation, and the unknown prophet's motives. Listing it all out like that feels ominous. Just what are they after? There must be an answer hiding just beneath the surface. What's happening all of a sudden? Anti-aircraft fire. We're under attack. We should land, President. There are hostiles in the air as well. Your order, Sensei? Emergency landing. And commencing emergency landing. We are surrounded. I back through Toki. Yes, I shall make quick work of them. They are very persistent. Is this attack also with the intent to collect data? No, this... It's as if the tray we are following led us directly to this force of Decagramantation troops. Was this all a trap, or... Huh? The enemy forces are suddenly retreating. Whoa. In the ideal case, they will have recognized their inferiority and planned a strategic escape. However, this does not appear to be that. This is... could it be... President, entity approaching from 15 meters below. This is where you've been, Gebrua. That's a lot of HP.
あなたたちのために祈るね。移動しよう。驚異的な技術力。 かり目に焼き付けるで。興味深い結果ですね。びっくりしました。ここまで。
Got clapped. It's over. Is it not significantly stronger? Gebrua is not the same as before. This is beyond the power boost. There's a fundamental change in how it functions. What should we do? For now, we should try to escape and regroup. Gebrua, it's approaching. I will stall the enemy while I do so. That's a no-go. That is a no good habit of yours, Toki. Can we even land the helicopter right now? Then at the very least, Sensei. Mobilize AMAS units. Huh? Who is that? Exchanging pleasantries in this situation isn't logical. So let's skip them this time. God, you! Ryo! Please focus on the enemy in front of you, Sensei. You too, Himari. I'm here to provide support and a way to deal with the fifth prophet, Gebrua. Fine, fine. Only because we have no other choice. Thank you. Yo, all these little robots. I don't think it's good enough. Wait, huge then. Maybe it is good enough. Damn, he got shredded. Did he use bots OP? Slowing down, Toki. Yes, Miss Ryo, commencing attack. An effective hit, although we appear to have let it get away. Tactical retreat. Shame that it escaped yet again. Fact. The retreat is to our advantage. We require time to assess and reorganize. The bruise signal lost. It moves very efficiently. Oh well. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot. Hello, Mr. Ryo. That was an efficient entrance. In many ways. Excellent timing. But are you okay, President Himari? I have completely, absolutely no idea why you feel the need to check on me. But I'm fine. I don't feel jealous in any way, shape or form that a certain someone came in on a trail of blazing glory and stole the spotlight. Because I am benevolent and generous and kind. Do you understand, Amy? Yes, I understand. That's the president. I understand that the president is sulking. You slander as effortlessly as you breathe. Let's begin with the most superficial greeting I can muster. It's nice to see you again, Rio. How have you been? Did you not hear me say that we'll begin with a superficial greeting? You can start with a simple hello, Rio. Ah yes, understood. Hello. It's nice to see you. How have you been? Yes, I sincerely return the sentiment, Miss Rio. Have you been sleeping well? I hope you are not staying up all night and sleeping in until the afternoon. Managing your circadian rhythm or some shit? It's the only thing that housekeeping robots cannot assist you with. That has been... I'm trying... I believe I can visualize what Miss Rio and Toki's life together was like. Should we inch our way over to the point now? To begin, you haven't returned to Millennium all this time. Where have you been hiding out? That's... Furthermore, a certain seminar treasurer has quite a bit to say to you. I also simply cannot look past your dramatic reveal at such a crucial moment as that. Surely you weren't thinking. I need to do something to justify my return. I can't show my face again unless I have something to offer. Tote Nuclear, I got Aru and Nero. Are they good or do I start over again? There's no need to start over. Just pick the characters you like the most in the beginning. This game needs a lot of different characters. For like all the different game modes. So there's not really like a tier list or anything like that. So I wouldn't stress about it too much. But if you wanna... Like Aru is generally a pretty good character for the beginning. Because in the beginning you only do story missions and campaign, and that's like all... Just AoE kinda, with a little bit of single target. And Aru does kind of both. She does AoE and single target damage, so she's perfect. But yeah, I wouldn't stress about it too much. Just pick all the characters you find the best. I was tracking down every clue I could find to the nameless god's powers. Yeah, she does both. She does a shot with her weapon, and the explosion of it is like in a little circle around. And Nero is just a single target damage character. There's a few places where she has good use. So you can totally build her too. If you like her. She's fine. Like, I like her. She's cute, so... Yeah, enjoy the game, dude. Thanks for the follow. And I will hydrate with my fresh water. Alright. The nameless god's powers. Yes, Aruna loves devouring pyroxenes. Good luck on the pulse. Yes, it didn't simply disappear after it manifested on that day. There were traces of it left all over Kivotos. I wasn't expecting to run into you during my investigation. Her investigation into the nameless god's powers led her to Decrementation's profits. Sayonara. I'm still doing my utmost to prepare for and prevent the unknown phenomenon that could devastate Kivotos. That hasn't changed, not since I first established the Super Phenomenon Task Force. I'm not charismatic or very skilled at social interactions, so I wanted to do what I'm able to do. It was how I hoped to find redemption. Fine, I can accept that. However, you simply offloaded the responsibilities of the Super Phenomenon Task Force on me and disappeared. You put me in a position where I couldn't refuse. Despite your dislike of me, I know you would follow through. From a certain perspective, that could be seen as a threat. No, let's not fight. We could have been in big trouble if Rio hadn't come, right? Yes, even I can acknowledge that. In fact, even outside of this incident, we all own you adapt, in one form or another. What I was really trying to say was to stop waffling with useless things like redemptions or justifications and just come back to Millennium. Huh? What was that? Did you say something? Forget it. However, the Super Phenomenon Task Force ended up fulfilling its role exactly as intended, Miss Rio. Yes, and I, excellent agent and perfect mate, also played my role perfectly. Toki aside, as the founder of the Super Phenomenon Task Force, how do you feel? I'm still figuring that out. I thought you would answer like that. What I can say for certain is that the events occurring here are significant and the ripples will spread far throughout Kivotos. To summarize, you know things we don't. And I'm sure that along the way we've gathered the data that you haven't. So here's my proposal. An exchange of information. That is the logical conclusion. Shall we undertake that endeavor as we continue our pursuit of Gebrua? I accept those terms. Amy, do you know the direction Gebrua retreated to? Affirmative, I remember. What are we waiting for? Let's move out, Sensei. Viable. I think the first part of this was only 12 episodes, right? So it's like halfway done. Nearly. XD. I'm gonna die. The alarm's going off. Another message from Gebrua. Oh? Darling Gebrua lost? Oh, I see. Shall we recommence plan B? No objections here. We respect Gebrua's wishes to the very end. So we will have to draw them to that place. Gebrua sure worked hard to lure the enemies in the right direction though. That's our Gebrua. Meticulous, diligent, not to mention hot-headed. Let us analyze the logs. Oh? Dear. An unexpected variable. The name I'm reading is right. Tsukatsuki Ryo. Tsukatsuki Ryo? An annoying opponent. Ugh. Perhaps we should have anticipated this. But why now? Another useless line of questioning. After all, she was the first one to notice the master's presence, and the first one with the audacity to investigate its traces. Regardless, we need to prepare a method to handle this variable. Even factoring her in if we consider where they are being lured and what we have prepared. Here's the question. A variable has factored itself into the equation that we cannot simply ignore. Do we still proceed with our previous mythology? What do you think we should do, Soph? Decisions, decisions. We have to be decisive. Yes, yeah. We proceed with the plan using the same mythology. As expected. In fact, I suspected as much. Are you sure? This is Tsukatsuki Ryo. Yes, yeah. I acknowledge that she's a formidable foe. But, on the other hand... that kid is just formidable. Don't you think, Ian? Huh? What do I think? Our kids are invincible, right? Yes, you're correct. The baby is invincible. Regardless, one step into that place and Tsukatsuki Ryo will be rendered utterly useless. Ah, yes, since Tsukatsuki Ryo is only here wirelessly. Absolutely correct. Lastly, we need to correctly evaluate just what level of threat this new variable possesses. Tsukatsuki Ryo, one with the audacity to grasp at forbidden technology, which lies well beyond her station. I knew her data. Additionally, she founded the Super Phenomenon Task Force, which dared to meddle with the Master's operations. I suppose Akeboshi Himari was at the helm of the sabotage, however. She obscured her location and operated from the darkest shadows until now. What would cause her to suddenly reveal herself? Her would suddenly step onto the front lines. Right. For one reason or another, she was waiting for the teacher of theirs to join. This, that, all of it is Sophie's seedy speculation. Shut it, you. Anyway, whether Tsukatsuki Ryo is as dangerous a viable as Sensei, or simply one we can write out of the equation, we'll have to see. The conclusion Soph has come to, then, you intend to evaluate the significance of the new variable alongside the utter decimation of all other enemies using the child? Do I need to say it again? But is that really alright? If they encountered that child, even those people would surely die? Yes, an issue of great complication. We have yet to harm a human, have had no desire to do so, never even thought of it. If honesty were to compel me, I'd admit that even I feel Ein Soph. My thoughts are that this burden is one we must carry. Huh? I speak truly, do I not? In luring the humans out to the glacial sea, we have already pronounced our resolve in that regard. Did we not already tell them, please die? Wasn't that just for dramatic effect? Ah, yes, yeah. I thought that was the case as well. Listen, both of you. Strengthen your spirit for the sake of the elder sister. But I know. We never planned. Our ultimate goal was to avoid the solution to the equation. But who came to our turf first? Sensei and the other humans evaded without permission, I might add. Yes, I understand. I must strengthen my resolve so I don't fall behind. Yes, all will be as it should be. Yes. Although making such a statement is the very epitome of irresponsibility. Wah. Oh. Apologies, truly. Ein exhibits such a wide array of responses. The temptation to experiment with different variables is simply too strong. Oh, I was sorely tempted to experiment with your logic circuit's durability as well. Care to be my test subject? Rather than you being the one conducting such intriguing experiment. Oh, enough violence. Soph, it's fine, you don't have to. These 3 silly robots, man. Clank us. I need to clank them now. As I stated previously, I've been investigating the traces. The name has got power left behind. And in that process I unexpectedly encountered Gebrua, the 5th prophet of Decagrammatation. Boy, I would never say that properly, man. It's always gonna fucking stun me. Does that create a connection to the trail we found at the Glacial Sea? But we've been unable to draw a line from Decagrammanton and then the name is God. At least until now. This is correct, Amy. I'm sure there are some truths to be uncovered in that alone. For now, we'll review what we are absolutely certain is fact. I've also gathered information on the other prophet that inhabits the Glacial Sea. It appears to be mining resources there. Mining resources. I suspect this prophet has taken the form of a ship of some kind, an icebreaker or a tactical ship. I see. That hypothesis would align with the traces that we discovered. Glacial Sea, very few humans travel here, but it's known to have a wealth of resources. Knowing that, we can surmise that Gebrua's role here is to patrol the nearby terrain for potential enemies and act as a guardian for the other prophet. That actually does make sense. Did you find out the identity of the ship-shaped prophet? Not as of yet. It strangely emits almost no readable signals. I've attempted to take pictures of the scenes with an AMAS I converted into a high-speed reconnaissance aircraft. But there's only so much that can be done while avoiding detection. I see. We'll incorporate your data into the hypothesis we've been developing. What hypothesis is that? Based on our observation, the Decagrammatation engineers are not only aware of the nameless god's power, but also have likely acquired it. Yes, that seems like a likely conclusion. We realized doing our better that the engineers were recording data from Toki's Abiyashu. Can only conclude that it was to validate whatever data they have collected of the nameless god's power. On top of that, according to your information, there's another prophet, shaped like a ship, mining resources in the Glacial Sea. And as if it left the area, it left a massive trail behind. Which begs the question. What kind of question? We have more or less determined Gebrua's purpose, patrolling and data collection. But for what reason is this mysterious prophet mining resources? Do you think it has a different motive from Gebrua? I believe so. Though that's just my belief. Again, this is all speculation and hypothesis. We've only found answers on the field at the end of the trail we've been tracking. According to my calculations, there's a high likelihood that the ship prophet is waiting there. Wait, I have a report. While we've been speaking, it seems the terrain below us has changed. I will decrease our altitude. Please buckle your seatbelts and beware of turbulence. What's wrong, President? What is this? I'd foolishly believe we have finally escaped the clutches of glacial sea, only to enter a frozen tundra? There's nothing warm about a tundra. I can't take off my insulation suit. It's difficult to move. Yes, it's cold. I like it. There's no way she's human. Maybe it's a teeny tiny better, a bit better than the glacial sea. I don't want a teeny tiny bit. I would like for the fundamental problem to be solved. However, it is warmer here. On average, the temperature has risen around 3 degrees Celsius. In fact, the sea will not freeze as easily here. I would like to emphasize that there is no sea here. On to more important matters. I've identified something strange. What is that? It appears to be... Yo, the music? It appears to be a trace left behind from something capable of moving. From a certain perspective, it is actually quite normal. We came this far following a wisp of a trace. So why should we not continue to follow a trace? But this one is, well, they look like giant pits, perfectly spaced out. Does a ship leave behind such traces? I know this sounds ridiculous, but... A third prophet. Yes, I don't quite know how to say it. However, as Sensei said, it appears to be something like 3 footprints of a huge monster. The way you can say out loud what everyone else is afraid to. It's quite commendable at times. Modern ships capable of walking? No. Do you hear yourself? Ships cannot walk. What purpose would it serve to attach legs to a ship? There's no one in existence who operates with such irrationality and inefficiency. But you enjoy irrational and inefficient things, President, like astrology and numerology, and you simply cannot understand my genius, Amy. Astrology is one giant science combining the studies of many different disciplines, including celestial statistics and events, philosophy surrounding the malleability of fate, mathematics and physics. But giant monsters are a realm that cannot be explained by science, a complete figment of imagination. There's no way they exist. Come now, Amy. You say that now. How do we approach this? We have been unable to acquire any other leads. It would be inefficient to simply turn back now. I think so too. Thanks for the summary, Toki. Thank you, Sensei. And while you're at it, they say, compliments make the world go round. I'm not the word, but I'm Asuma Toki. Oh, she's so fucking silly. Hello. What did you do, Sensei? Toki's saying weird things again. So it's my fault, isn't it? If taking stock of the situation, please alert us for any updates, video. I'm still laughing about it. Can you start guard, Toki? We need to be prepared. Now it all makes sense why Shando's such a Toki enjoyer. Can Can you stand guard, Toki? We need to be prepared for any possible threats. Understood, President Himari. Okay, makes sense. We're getting closer to the fire, so there's gonna be lava. And that's how the other prophet was in the fire area. A dot dot dot. We followed the trail to the very end. There's a volcano in the middle of a tundra. Warmth. Too hot. I think it's just right. No, Amy. It's still slightly cold, and as always, you're slightly strange. Humans are designed to live in these kind of... no, in temperatures much warmer than this. The cold was nice and refreshing. This is too hot. This is beyond my threshold. I remove my clothing now, Sensei. No, Amy, contain yourself. But why? Humans naturally find cold more tolerable than heat. Can even suffer from a heart stroke with sudden exposure. We are not equipped to endure a heart stroke. Some symptoms include the following: fainting, convulsions, low blood pressure, dehydration, and even death. To make matters worse, it's difficult to determine the cause of death when people die of heat stroke. In conclusion, it is inhuman treatment to continue this operation and force me to endure this extreme heat. You are very well versed in these symptoms, but please endure just a bit more. We are sorry for causing you trouble, Sensei. Huh? You're feeling honored to have received an apology from me? That's a given. After all, who else can empathize so perfectly with others and console them besides me? Besides a delicate, fragile genius hacker, a kind and benevolent president, an omnipotent, potent, and omniscient beauty. This simple task comes as easily as breathing to me. Yes, a simple task. I said it twice, to really emphasize how simple it is for me. Yes, absolutely. Of course. You're right, Himari. Your expression and your words are incredibly contradictory. The trail ends here. I scored ahead. However, the expected terrain has changed, thus so has the situation. Furthermore, there are many machines currently in operation. Yes, digging, drilling, transporting, demolishing, they are very busy. It's a drilling machine, isn't it? Drilling is primarily used to acquire resources, yes? And they are mining for something here. Wait, I need to check something real quick, man. Just a second. Okay, sorry. Took longer. Various ore tend to be formed in volcanic regions. For example, volcanoes make copper ore, and you can mine a significant amount of sulfur near an active volcano. But President? Communication jam? Toki? Yes, President Himari, I've confirmed a powerful jamming signal broadcasting throughout the entire region. In addition, Abi Ashu appears to be affected as well. This jamming signal operates by overloading electronics. No concern. In my experience, hitting technology very hard usually works. Amy? Master plan. It did not work. Peculiar. Maybe the angel was wrong? Angle. No, I don't think that was the problem. Is that so? Due to a lack of options, I will reduce output down to regular mode. I can store Abi Eshu in the temporary trailer Ms. Rio created with the Amas. Negative. The jamming signal has also interfered with the trailer functions. The only other avenue is to manually dismantle Abi Eshu. I can assist. Thank you, Amy. Wait, any equipment that's still running? Yes, I can utilize any of the online devices to reverse the jamming signal. It's strong enough that it should be possible. I found it. The signal is coming from that direction. From inside the volcano. Is that a radar base? A strange facility of sorts. It may be made to transmit this jamming signal. No matter what it is, we'll need to find a way to resolve the jamming situation immediately. For what reason? Losing Abi Eshu as a combat tool is a huge blow to our forces. Furthermore, and I am absolutely loath to admit this, but without Ryo's Amas units and navigation, remaining here is risky at best. This is purely about the utility of the tools available to us. Do you understand? Do you? She just can't be honest with herself when it comes to Mr. Ryo. Understood, Amy. Your expression reads as follows. President Himari cannot be honest with herself when it comes to Mr. Ryo. Can you read my mind? No, I was simply talking. I figured as much. For now, let's go that way. Yes, let's do so, Sensei. The situation and circumstances all point us towards that direction. Follow me. Be careful, Sensei. President, everyone. Combat? Whoa. One more popping off. break through the enemy defenses. Please, Toki. Yes, you can. You all can stay back. Facility destroyed. Success. We've cut off the jamming signal. Is everyone okay? My signal just came back online. I would have been sorely disappointed if we hadn't. Well, for now I suppose I say it's a relief. Yes, I've regained control over the Amos as well. I also have access to Rio's trailer. A job well done. Where are you currently? The facility responsible for the jamming signal. We moved to this location when we realized what had happened. However, after the eradication of the first building, we discovered another massive one behind it. Never mind something like this exists on land, but on the glacial sea? Something of this scale, could it be? Have you realized something, Leo? Nothing I can assert with absolute certainty. There is one thing I can say. The amount of resources being mined in this region, it far exceeds the mining done by the Prophet I've been researching out in the glacial sea. No one would have put this much of their workforce into mining for no reason. There must be a specific need for those resources. But this begs the question, what could they possibly need this much material for? For those children and decagrammentation? Could they truly be planning on building a new kingdom? What should we do now, Sensei? Let's explore this facility. Isn't that pretty dangerous? Our odds have improved and we have Miss Rio back. Yes, the mission is to track down the Prophet and explore the terrain. If enemies' forces appear again, I can defeat them. Once more, I'm the strongest mate and secret agent. That evokes an ominous feeling of sorts. Regardless, I second the motion. Someone went through the trouble of building a facility like this in an abandoned tundra. That in and of itself is worth investigating. As Rio mentioned, there's something bubbling underneath it all that we have yet to bring to the surface. Affirmative. The President responded as expected. Yes, I've said before, President Himari has such a sight. There's been a growing number of conspiracy theories about me lately. Anyways, tread carefully, everyone. Holy fuck, I was only episode 6. I'm cooked. Maybe I just do one chapter after all, man. For now, this passageway connects the destroyed facility with this one. We have developed too much gunpowder. The shockwave shattered everything. Deployed, not developed, right? I'm reading things that they're not saying. Deployed, yeah. I merely followed the teaching passed down from my upperclassmen. One particular proverb was, there's no such thing as too much gunpowder. Oh yes. I know exactly whose proverb that was. I haven't detected any movements from enemy troops. You're clear to move forward. Let's go, I'm getting more and more intrigued. I'm registering sounds of machinery operating. A conveyor belt? Yes, after refining the mined resources, it would seem they are transporting the Merzwa. I would surmise this to be a processing factory. On a massive scale, it's akin to a large steel mill. A mysterious trail, drilling machines, and a signal jamming facility and processing factory. Operations of this scale have been happening in this region without a single person noticing. Nefarious schemes play out that way rather often. The radar sight is down. We spotted the enemy at the entrance to the second facility. Now then, shall we get started? Getting started means forcing them deeper towards that place? I can do that. A rudimentary tactic. Lure them into our clutches and eradicate them as they dance in the palm of our hand. Troop deployment complete. Now, Ein, fulfill your role. Yes, yes. It's slightly beyond my comprehension, but this is how one hunts down prey animals like rabbits and deer. From the base of the mountain to its apex. I learned of this from Soph. Other way around. Yeah. Really? Not again. How does Soph know? We've never actually even encountered something like a rabbit or deer. What is this? This can't be a massive force of enemy troops preparing to engage you. Decagrammentation forces? This is incomparable to our previous battle. What is our next move, President? I shall prepare for battle. Stand down, Toki. Amy's assessment is correct. Even you can't hope to take down an enemy force of that size. Furthermore, Abi Ashuk wasn't designed to function in narrow indoor terrain. Ah, understood, Miss Sirio. Is there no escape route we can use? Just hold on. I'm looking. The forces charging in a single direction. It's blocked off the entrance you came through. There's only one clear path, deeper into the facility. If you follow it all the way down, there's an exit at the back. So the only road available to us is beyond the convoy belt to wherever the processed resources are being sent. There's no knowing what lies on the other side, but I would argue that taking the path would be more efficient than facing the full force of the enemy troop behind us. In conclusion, I would agree with Miss Rio's suggestion. I can prepare for combat. She said, no, there are times to fight. The time is not right now. Understood, I will clear the way. This has all the markings of a trap. I can't fall prey to these negative thoughts. With both Sensei and Himari here, we can push through this. Yo, I should roleplay and only pick the characters that are in the story. I think I have all of them. Oh no, I don't have the Amy actually. I don't know why the music is so much louder here in game. And then it's the story. No, that's a factory. To be continued. Chokma! Oh my god, it's time for Chokma boards, dude. I've located the exit. Hurry, Sensei. President Himari. It's locked. I'm forcing my way through. Excuse me. Huh? This is... You mean to say this is inside? We are now inside the volcano we saw earlier. The path led us into the heart of the volcano. This is really it, Ryo? It was the most logical decision at the time. At the least, there are no enemies here. Well, Emmy's gonna strip naked now, surely. Volcano, high temperature area. I'm climbing. The heat. It's unbearable now. How are you going to fix this, Sensei? Take responsibility. You're better dressed than in your usual outfit, at least. I suppose. I'm melting away. Phew, we have ended up inside a volcano. But at the least we can catch our breath. Let's go back to the helicopter and AC right now. Our state-of-the-art helicopter is not your refrigerator. The further in we proceed, the more drilling rigs there are. This mountain was likely the core target of their mining operations. The glacier, the sea, the tundra, and the volcano. Just what are they planning on doing with this wealth of resources? Is this for Cheest's munition factory? No. If that were the case... Amy, you look unwell. Will you be okay? She did. No. I truly am at my limit. If I don't make it, please leave a scoop. No. Please leave a whole box of ice cream in memory of me on my grave. Given the context, that sounds alarmingly not like a joke. However, the enemy seems to have stopped their pursuit. As hot as it may be, we can recollect ourselves here for a moment. They stopped? Yes, I'm scouting the area with drones and armors. But I've detected no enemy troops in the area. On the surface, that's a relief. Underneath, it's an ominous statement. How so? Why would the enemy, who severely outnumbers us, not press their advantage? The only deterrent would be something of a greater threat. Or something they shouldn't approach. Ding ding ding. The answer is, in fact, both. That voice. You have somehow managed to intrude on this place. It's a shame. It'll be all for nothing, isn't it? Yes, congratulations are in order. However, are they not? Quite a feat they have achieved. It doesn't matter because it's all over now. Hehehehe. I said it, I did it. Nice fucking script though. Have you been watching us? Of course, ever since you set foot on the tundra. Did you think you could scuffle with our troops and still escape our attention? Oh my, oh dear. Do humans really require such glaring facts to be explained to them? Disappointed cannot accurately express the feeling running through my circuits. I suppose it's to be expected. From here, it's all over. Right here, right now. Yes, yeah, like Iron said. Let's get this over with. Of course, if you choose to surrender, I cannot fathom a reason to not accept. Do we call this mercy? A sense of pity? You can't expect us to surrender without knowing the situation. What are you trying to do here? Is it okay to tell them? The details we cannot, but there are things we could reveal to the humans. Soft? Why not? We intend to build a new foundation for this world. Create everything anew, if you really think about it. We're doing it for you. To put it simply, we will present the perfect model, the complete answer. Yes, yes, yes. Now listen closely. Next matter is one of great import. Allow me to explain it in terms you understand. Is it not the bane of human existence to agonize over right and wrong decisions, whether the path you tread is the optimal choice? We will graciously grant each and every one of you mercy. You will never again have another worry. Normally, I was just yapping, but that was the Master's very reason for existence. Oh my, have you been watching too many science fiction movies? What a third-rate villain line. And a waste of time, not even worth listening to. If you believe in your message, you shouldn't feel the need to hide things. That is correct. I've been told that nothing can be for the good of all, and creating something new is not worthwhile. You are going too far. I'm starting to get a little angry. It's of no concern. The outcome was still within the range of our predictions, was it not? The Decagrammentation engineers I've been hearing about. Tsukatsuki Ryo. Tsukatsuki Ryo. The new variable. You've arrived. So why did this variable finally make her appearance? No, another useless question. You, the first to notice the Master's presence. The audacious one who follows its trail. You have not resurfaced since the day the Kyoto sky almost fell, and like that time, you should have remained put in the shadows where you belong. I can acknowledge the sentiment. Your perception of me is yours to keep, after all. However, you've gathered more data on me than I expected. We, the engineers, prepare for any and all possibilities, because we're the engineers. That's why Chokmah will return everything to how it should be. The ground. Something's happening to the volcano. Detecting activity from the volcano, Sensei. There. There's more. A prophet. I'm seeing signals for a new prophet. Yo, banger alert. Yes, I can confirm. The wave patterns. Is this Chokmah? Chokmah? Chokmah balls! Good one. Chokmah, the second Saphira of the Tree of Life. The Ram's ancient guardian. Shining intelligence and hidden wisdom. unwelcome variables are unwelcome. With Chokma's power, this volcano will erupt and eradicate the most unwelcome variable here, Charlie Sensei. And of course you, Tsukatsuki Ryo. No problem for you, right, Ein? If it's for elder sister. And did they not decline or offer of mercy? You're right, they did, yes. What in the world? Just a second. Checking something real quick. Okay. This makes no sense. That thing on top of the lava. It's a super phenomenon. Right, I think the original purpose of our club was to investigate such things. The super phenomena we are created to investigate, and this thing are two entirely different breeds. The signal is the nameless gods. The brewer was always reliable, a hothead, but still reliable. That's why we left the important task of patrolling the glacier sea to him. In fact, it was Gebrua's idea to lure you ingrates here. Even the amazing sensei and Tsukatsuki Ryo can't do anything to fight Chokma, not while it's in lava. Izumi Moto Amy is weak to heat, and Azuma Toki's Abieshu is in need of maintenance. I'm getting bad at reading, bro. I've been reading too much. It sure is tiring fighting without rest, huh? It's break time in more ways than one. We will go ahead and grant you an eternal rest. Against these kinds of enemies, sometimes a straightforward operation works best. What are you going to do, Ryo? I will deploy every Amas I have to build a defense line. We can use the remains from the field facility. It won't be a proper barrier, but something against primitive opponents. You need primitive methods. That's... I see. That must be... Thank you, Ryo. The engineer stated that Sensei was their primary target for eradication. In their eyes, Sensei's presence is the biggest threat. Sensei? I don't know what those children are thinking or planning. But for now, let's take care of what's right in front of us. And then you'll definitely turn on the IC for me. For 10 hours straight if you want. Thank you, Sensei. That's why I like you. The helicopter is going to run out of fuel if you do that. Preparing for battle. It's settled. Everyone, let us engage. We sure worked hard to lure them all the way out here. Good luck, Chokma. Tsukatsuriko Ryo, whatever the fuck may have been developed countermeasures, but our beloved Chokma can end them. Everyone, look out! that all piercing? Oh, it's not.
シャーレとしての業務上のちょっと何よちょっと何する気
Sounds like she's saying shota. If I spam it like that. Anyway, let's go. So this is all inside a volcano. Good to know. That's why there's lava everywhere. Bro died so fast. それもチョクマkind of shit, yeah? Let's go! DPS Koharu. We just auto-attacked with the most damage. What a carry. Tactical victory. We did it. What about the volcanic activity? Earthquake magnitudes has reduced significantly. Lava flow appears virtually non-existent. The volcano is beginning to stabilize. That's the least of our worries. What is Chokma's status? It can't be. Even though Chokma was not yet perfected. I can't believe it, Lost. Wait, what is this? We fit our resource quota? That was the situation. It prioritized the protection of our resource delivery rather than the defeat of the variables. If that was its plan, it should have spoke up. Baby Chokma is a shy one. Let Chokma retreat from here. In that case, in terms of strategy, we are already victorious. Chokma is... Yes, it's retreating towards the glacial sea. Regardless. How do I put this? To imagine it had a second form. Yes, the gigantic pits we saw were the actual footprints of the monster. Right, a giant transforming monster. Aren't you oddly excited right now, Sensei? I mean, it's a giant transforming monster. Who wouldn't be excited about that? One of them proves to have a good taste, although for that one to be the strange teacher is distastefully problematic. I'm just glad someone out there recognized how great our baby Chokma is. Hey, why are we complimenting our enemies all of a sudden? Sure, I'm happy for you, but we still defeated the robot thingy. Ugh, sure, whatever. You can tell yourself that, but we know the truth is that we retreated for our sakes, not the other way around. Don't be upset, Ein. It's okay, you did good. We will let sleeping dogs lie. This feeling of supposed victory, enjoy it to the fullest. Savor it for now. Mark my words, a tactical victory does not make for a strategic triumph. They left. No, come back. Robokani. You seem disappointed, Sensei. Naturally, I had hoped for more opportunity to converse with those children as well. Perhaps you could have found out more, even if only the barest crumb of a clue. You're right, we barely have any leads right now. I wanted to talk more about the transforming monster. That was your main concern? I am a transforming Bettermate, Sensei. You are allowed to like transforming monsters. However, you should give me some of that affection and attention. Somehow, Toki seems a bit different. Let's head back for now. We have our own injuries to nurse. I agree, we need time to catch our breath and perform maintenance. Yes, just like Gebrua, I cannot positively assert that Chokma has been rendered completely inoperable, and the barrage of battle expended a large amount of our resources. Barrage of battle. However, if needed, I could continue, for I am the perfect mate. False. Stand down, Toki. Even you need to rest. Power down Abi Eshu immediately. Understood, Miss Rio. Good work, everyone. I just might survive, but can we turn up the AC more, President? Spare me, Amy. It's already getting cold in here. Your yellow jacket is made for cold weather. You can put that on. You're telling me to wear a jacket so that you can have the AC on max? That's an utter waste of energy. What happened to the efficiency you love so much? You're wrong, President. In this case, inefficiency would be your operator not being able to reach 100% of their potential due to poor temperature conditions. Energy can be recharged, machines can be maintained, even replaced. The human body cannot. We will leave this volcanic region at full speed. You two can reach a compromise after that. Great decision, Toki. Nice. It was nothing. Peace, peace. Peace? Yes, I learned this from President Himari herself. That's right. See how your very own Toki has grown and changed. This, that, everything you observe with your own very eyes. That's all thanks to this Millennium Mentor and Super Genius delicate chick beauty. What are you going to do about this, Mr. Rio? The president's hat has blown up again. No, Translation. Himari is happy she got to see you. Thanks for all you've done. Where did you come up with that? That thought has never crossed my mind. Not in my entire life. I suppose I can't deny that your presence has benefited the mission in more ways than one. Thank you, Rio. You saved us. Yes. We are above the Tundra region. The air currently is stable, but please remain on guard for any emergencies. It seems like the decrementation remains, forces and facilities are no more. That reminds me, I collected samples from both of them. When did you do that, President? Do you intend on adding a squirrel to your long list of titles? Oh my, a squirrel does sound cute. I believe this may be a rare situation where I accidentally encouraged her. I apologize, Sensei. If I agree, then I'd be agreeing that Himari's... well... I'm failing to comprehend this interaction. However, it appears we believe Amy did something wrong. I will agree. This is a little awkward, so I think it'll be best if I just stay out of it. Anyways, what did you mean by samples? It's just as I said, Chokmah resource harvesting facilities, and what seemed to be Decagramanton's forces protecting them. They were all subjects worth analyzing. Above all, the fact that there were operating forces and facilities of this scale without cheesed their munition factory incites suspicion. We will need to land the helicopter to begin analyzing. Understood, let's do it somewhere very cool. Somewhere cool for Amy, maybe torture for me. That may be right, but we are also concerned about the helicopter engine overheating. It can't be helped. I give in this time. You don't have to start pouting already, President. The legacy of the nameless gods. New collection acquired. Sure. Rem's ancient guardian Chokmah. The second prophet of the Decagramantation. Its identity was revealed to be the AI of a drifting auxiliary ship's navigation control system hacked by Decagramantation. Its name appears to come from Chokmah, the second Saphiria of the Tree of Life. Unlike other prophets, it seems to be able to change its form and structure to a great extent, and its motivations are difficult to discern. For now, one assumes that it can set and change its own purpose, while its basically auxiliary ship form is already something to be careful of. Its second form is said to be the Chokmah's true danger. Oh, I think it's just 3 more episodes. That's... To summarize, we followed Chokmah's trail from the Glacial Sea to here. Glacial Sea. And we've uncovered its activity in the volcanic region. We believe it was harvesting resources to transport to a second location. Yes, we observed it building transportation routes, although we're still unsure of where the routes are being sent. And there are still facilities that remain in the area. Shall I perform recon in the area, Mr. Rio? President Himari? Yes, thank you, Toki. Shall I join her? No, I have a separate task for you, Amy. What is it? We need to do an analysis of the remaining Decagramantation facility. My mission is to retrieve samples. Precisely, for this kind of endeavor, the more samples we have, the better. What are you doing, Rio? Didn't you say you need more samples? Then are you offering to help? Did you really feel the need to spell it out? It's insane. It's fine. Great. Let's get this over with then, shall we? Despite everything. You two are close friends? Definitely not. You're completely wrong, Sensei. Yeah, what are besties without a little bit of quarrel, you know? Will these samples be enough, President? Yes, that should be enough. Amy, we nearly completed the analysis. Are you receiving the results, Rio? You wanna say like analysis, whatever. Recept confirmed. I have a few conclusions I've made. I hate the English language, man. Oh, is that so? Well, go on. I believe this to be a matter of great importance. We can confirm it on site. I've detected traces of material construction in the samples. Ah, yeah, I can see it. We faced something similar before. Huh? We have? Yes, Sensei. Do you remember the Ark of Atrahasis? And what happened to Aris, and Kay? But that was so fast, I couldn't even remotely fathom that. Hold up. Like I was kind of blinking and it happened. At least I want to see like a tiny bit of it. Okay, I saw it. Arr. Yes, exactly, Sensei. Yes, it's the same. Material reconstruction is one of the signature power of the Nameless Gods. There's no way to confirm for certain, since we don't have direct access to Chokmah. However, looking at the resources harvesting methods, their transport facilities, and even the forces themselves. Yes, they were all created via material reconstruction. The power of the Nameless Gods. And now, I think our hypothesis is almost proven. Proven? Yes, all the pieces fit together. Asuma Toki reporting. I have returned. I've confirmed the presence of hastily constructed rails leaving the volcanic regions. There are also several small defensive forces stationed along the paths. Okay, great work, Toki. Yes, of course, Sensei. You should be more proactive and bold in issuing me compliments. To be specific, here are some potential options. Head pats, a light hug, or your hands around my waist. Excuse me? Be crazy. Sensei, why are you suddenly flustered? Toki? Hands around her hips? Oh, that is lewd. I wouldn't question it, Miss Rio. I can't confirm if she just revealed her true nature or if she changed, but this is simply Toki now. Let us continue, Sensei. Right. What did you mean by all the pieces fitting together? Disappointing. There were 3 prophets of Decagrammentation. That was the super phenomenon Task Force faced before coming to the Glacial Sea. Bina, Cheese, and Hood. None of those 3 prophets had any relations to the power of the Nameless Gods. But when it came to Gebrua and Chokmah, the prophets we met here, we identified traces of the power of the Nameless Gods, which could explain the rather surreal experience of a ship floating on lava that we all witnessed. What's certain is that Decagrammentation and its prophets are already utilizing the power of the Nameless Gods, right? Yes, that seems to be an incontrovertible fact. Incontrovertible fact. The real concern is what they intend to do with that power. What? Rio just now? Yes, I'm detecting it from here as well. What's wrong, President? Did something happen? Did you find something, Mr. Rio? Please explain. Yes, for this to happen, we are going to have quite the emergency on our hands. In other words, we've detected a new prophet, but on an entirely different scale. But on an entirely different scale. It's a very, very powerful signal. Dead end. Alice? Okay, status update video. The analysis of the new prophet? Yes, I couldn't get a detailed analysis from here. Considering its strength at the time it occurred, the signal faded out incredibly quickly. I can confirm it's a new prophet, entirely different from Gebrua or Chokmah. This would make it the third prophet we've encountered since coming here. It's a bargain, say, for prophets. I would like to buy one. What is the asking price? You too. They're fresh out of prophet stock. I recorded the signal's coordinates. I sent them to you now. It's quite a ways away. I'm curious to investigate, but have to take the risk of moving our base again. Furthermore, to send out such a strong signal, there could be ill intent behind it. Like something summoning us? It's a similar functionality to a bug zapper, I understand. Can't say for certain, but I certainly wouldn't rule it out. I smell a hidden trap. While it'd be a rather valiant for the headlines to say something like, "The Super Phenomenon Task Force bravely taken on the enemy's trap and prevails," I suppose it's irrational and inefficient. Yes, I agree with Mysterio. I am left with no other choice, since no one else is taking the president's side. I will stand by her. I'm sorry, Mysterio. What? Can you please not show sympathy like you're dealing with leftover inventory? On top of that, it's not like I've advocated for one method or another. Then you are the one at fault, President. You should be presenting clear and concise proposals to the Council. It was meant to be an icebreaker, To finish what I was saying, while bravely facing the trap is an appealing option. I can't risk the safety of our members. Then utilize my Amos. I have an Amos drone that I modified for high-speed Dracon for situations like this. I send it to the Cygnus origin. Oh my. So that neurooptic personality of yours can be useful sometimes. I'm only deploying the most rational method for the situation. What are you trying to say? Forget it. I can't even open my mouth around here. I've developed the drone. It'll take about 20 minutes to reach the area. I slow it down, connect the video. What? Is there any issue, Mr. Rio? I lost connection with my Amos drone. We need more details, Mr. Rio. It's as I said, my connection was severed out of nowhere. It must have sent some amount of data before that happened, no? Hold on, I'm analyzing it. Is something wrong? Amari, I'm sending you the data right now. Let me analyze it. It's really unusual for you to request my help. And so I'd assume, yes. I'm truly hoping that my interpretations is wrong here. What's going on? Things are okay, right? What in the... This means seems like I wasn't wrong. Yeah, there's no way you would make a mistake with these. After all, I do respect you when it comes to this feat. What's the matter, President Himari? To get to the heat of the issue, it appears that at the coordinates is the multi-dimensional barrier that once protected the Ark of the Atara Hazis. The Ark of Atara Hazis? Yes, Sensei. There's no mistaking it. But why here? And why now? Does this mean the Red Sky will return to Kyotos and the strange machines? I suppose you could call this a silver lining, but I don't think the threat is to that extent. That's right. At the very least, it doesn't seem like there are signs of dimensional interference at the mentioned coordinates. But the multi-dimensional barrier is there? Yes. Considering the new data and what we've discovered so far, I would have to conclude that the prophets are fully immersed themselves in the power of the nameless gods. Furthermore, for them to have utilized an almost insurmountable defense mechanism, a supernatural phenomenon beyond anything we've previously encountered, which means they're hiding something here. Yes. So what countermeasures are currently available to us? The only way we can overcame the multi-dimensional barrier the first time was with the Utnam Pishtum Shittum Shumrundum Sensei made for us. We would be hard pressed to get another supernatural phenomenon at that scale into our arsenal again. Yeah, that's probably the case. Right, it's difficult to admit, but we are low on options. Everything is a non-starter if we can't find a way to deal with the nameless god's power. And even if we forgot the barrier, we have to find a way to circumvent the prophet's ability to manipulate material reconstruction and recover infinitely. I agree. We may have dealt some critical damage to Gebrua and Chokma, but they recovered in no time at all. Yes, using reconstruction, the recovery process is almost instantaneous. The prophets are already able to utilize the nameless god's power to this extent. What can we even do about it? Also, President, how can we forget the multi-dimensional barrier? Even if we try to pretend it's not there, it will still be in our way. Now that I think about it, what did we do back then? Back then, our main objective is to destroy the Ark of Atara Hazis in the sky above Kyotos. However, the Ark is protected by a quantum superposition state barrier that makes physical attacks from the outside impossible. As long as the barrier is in place, physically reaching the Ark is impossible. Therefore, we plan to pass through the barrier by putting Utnapishtim ships in the same quantum superposition state. What the fuck does it even mean, man? Utnapishtim. The what? What kind of ships? But ultimately, that approach method failed because the Ark of Atara Hazis changed the entire value of the state itself. So we ultimately relied on we blew through it. Addis. It's time for Addis. Proposal. Next episode. Okay, this might be the last one of this chapter, whatever you want to call it. I was not present at the scene, but I've heard that Aris was instrumental in the mission's success. I recall after everything was over, the game development department members visiting us at the Super Phenomenon Task Force Club room. I remember everything from the party proposal, 2 kilobyte worth of data, a robot-shaped keychain, good atmosphere, touching background music, and finally my enthrallment as the main heroine. Many things happened. Ha. The first part happened, but the rest sounds like a fantasy. I just tried saying it. Toki has been trying to secretly impart her own agenda more frequently. Anyways, back then, the Utna Pishtum ships that Ares reconstructed was Ares' proof of a hero. I still remember the name I came up with. It was Sword of Light, Atrahasis Supernova. It wasn't the right time to say it back then, but you're not very good at naming things, are you? I don't want to hear that from you. They are both. But we don't know what exactly Ares did back then, which is the crux of the problem. We have no way of determining the method of mechanisms she used to reconstruct such a thing. Yes, what the source of energy was, how material reconstruction occurs, how she collected and discharged it. They're all mysteries to us. From our perspective, she managed all of this in the blink of an eye. All these questions make it nearly impossible for us to replicate what she did. It was a miracle born of the strangest dream. Born of the strangest dream? Which is what makes it the absolute antithesis to science and theory. Exactly, science is a systematic process. It's designed to allow anyone to reproduce the same results as long as they're familiar with the process. I believe we should reach out to Ares. You want to call Ares out here to this place? Yes, exactly. Should ask Ares to analyze and explain what she did. Leo, are you absolutely certain? What do you mean? Aren't you then just using Ares as a tool to resolve your issues? President. Rio, I don't need to repeat myself. We've already had this conversation back in Utna Pishtum ships. The only difference is that the subject has shifted from Toki to Ares. Of course, as a delicate flower blooming on a cliff, I couldn't care less about the accidents you make and regret you have, but someone making the same mistakes over and over again is rather uncouth and boring, even for the one who has to watch it happen. Yes, right, I have no rebuttal. Hey, Rio. Huh? Do we need Ares to resolve this? I apologize, Sensei. Please regard the hypothesis. It's one of many possibilities, and I can hardly guarantee her presence here will result in what we need. You can forget I ever proposed it. My approach was incorrect. Then I'll try talking to Ares and the game development department. Sensei? Sensei? What is this behavior, Sensei? Is something wrong with you? Are you very sure, Sensei? In the worst case. The situation seems dire. Well, I could see how one would be led to that conclusion. And if anyone were to talk to Ares, it should be you. In return, I have a request for you, Rio. Me? I want you to come to the Glacial Sea Base in person. Miss Rio? Sensei, does that mean the so-called concept of taking responsibility together? I leave the final decision to you, Rio. Hey, Optimus 3. Welcome back. Just like how you suggested your own proposal, I too am suggesting a proposal. I don't know, Sensei. I don't know whether or not I have the right to. Miss Rio, you are the one who saved us. I don't know about right and wrong. I'm also unsure if it's feasible for someone to always make the correct choice. However, I would like to see you again. Is that not reason enough? Toki. Rio, it's your decision to make. I know what drives you. It's rationality. So what decision will your logic drive you to this time? Look, logically there are limitations with radio communications regarding both security and safety. Any kind of radio interference, like what happened in this fight, could affect the integrity of the entire mission. So excellent, it's decided. We'll meet you at the Glacial Sea Base. Okay. What's wrong, Miss Rio? Does something not agree with you? That's not exactly it. But is this really okay? I send you the coordinates of the Glacial Sea Base. I'm assuming you have some form of transportation already sorted out? Yes. It will be our first meeting in a long time, Miss Rio. I'll be waiting. Toki. Yes, how can I help you? Thank you for your hard work and for everything. You're welcome. So random. While everyone was busy with their preparations, I took some time to myself, then... Huh? Sensei? Welcome, Sensei. What business do you have here? What? You wish to see our faces? I am both glad and thankful to hear that, but... Don't try to play it off though, Sensei. Affirmative. Your expression is that of seriousness. So again, what is your business? Am I that easy to read? I see. Are you surprised? Of course we can see through you. We've been together for so long, you know? We know just by looking at you. Agreed. Perhaps you are not aware, but the sensei of my world was also that kind of person. What's on your mind? Spill it to Arona. And to me. Ah yes, Plana too. It bothers me that I can't solve this for them. I'm sending students straight into danger. Sensei. But if you think about it, Sensei, even until now, you've brilliantly solved many situations like this before, right? Or something like that. Oh my god, all the flashbacks. I remember. This time is a little different. You're saying that back then you helped resolve ongoing situations? Like cleaning up the aftermath? But this time you feel like you're leading students into danger? Understood. But isn't there a possibility that something worse would happen if the situation isn't addressed? That's also true. But I'm putting student in harm's way for a possibility. It makes me wonder if I'm any different from those people. Man, I wish I could just become super strong. Sensei? Cannot comprehend. What's wrong, Sensei? You know, like that, right? Be able to fly, smash through barriers. Nameless gods, declaration, whatever it is. I wish I could solve everything at once. Why are you acting like this? Confused, I cannot understand. I would like to request a more detailed explanation from Sensei. No, it's fine. I was just being foolish. Please take care of my students. I remember. Sensei's last request. I've got to do it, yeah. I try everything I can and struggle until the end. And if that's not enough... Well, we can cross that bridge when it comes to it. Since I don't know how things will go. Sensei, you sure you're okay? Doubtful and confused. Request Sensei should get a mental checkup. It's fine, it's fine. Sensei, thank you for the head pats, but wow. Even more confused. Cannot understand Sensei's intentions. Dude, Sensei is living the dream right now. I patted both of them for a while. Once they fell asleep, I returned to the battlefield. It was a pleasant surprise, I didn't expect that. Okay, no mind, actually just this does continue here, but I think it stopped here originally and then this got added later. Like a later patch. I've just been slacking, not reading the main story. Look at all those pyros, man. Can I like cheat, right? How many episodes there are? Like, I'm gonna assume this is like 20 something. Oh wow, it's way more actually. It's 30, 31, 31. So it is the full thing, okay. Alright, let's stop here for now though. My voice is gonna die otherwise if I do that. I have not read out loud this much in like forever. Don't wanna lose my voice. Not sure if I will read more of it next time I play, or if I read it by myself in like my bed or some shit on my iPad or some shit. I said iPad, but I don't even have an iPad, but like my tablet. Cause I can't lie that I'm kind of interested right now actually to continue. So I might have to scoop a little bit before I go to bed today. You don't say there's no way I can't have Pato? Okay, saved. Okay, well, that was all the blue archive I'm gonna do. Which was way longer than usual, considering I streamed for 3.5 hours already. Okay. I'm thinking right now. It's like nearly 7 PM already because I started pretty late. Today is Tuesday or Wednesday? Wednesday, I think, right? Yeah, Wednesday. Okay, I shall stream again tomorrow and then earlier. And then I do some other stuff too. Thanks for watching, yo, I'll be back. Have a good one. And remember to always have pet.